Muoni pia Boni Khalwala anasema sasa maseneta wenzake wote hakuna mwenye anaonekana seneta hivi. Wameenda kupangia Sifuna. Wameenda kupangia Sifuna ati asifanye mkutano pale ya Malemba Ground Saturday Kakamega. Sasa actually hao ndio wanahype hiyo mkutano. Au akushinda wakimpangia. Hata niliona gavana anasema ati hakuna mkutano pale ati yalinda mwananchi pale Kakamega. Ati hakuna disability ya economy. My friend, hii mnajaribu kukataa kitu yenye ni obvious. Sifuna ndio anakula saa hii. Sasa Sifuna moment. The entire country is Sifunized. The entire country is Sifunated. This is the Sifunization of the Kenyan Republic. Na nyinyi mnaendelea kukataa. Hai, Khalwale. Si unaona umetuambia maneno ati hakuna watu ati hata hao wanakuja mkutano. Hao maseneta wenyewe unasema wana kupangia Sifuna. Hiyo siku lazima waokoke. Tutahubiria mambo ya Sifuna mpaka waokoke. Bala ku disrupt au kuzotokuwa ameleta wakikuja kwa uwanja waimbe one time na wapige wadozi wao. Saturday itakuwa normal.
I will be in Kakamega in a public rally this Saturday. Nobody needs to die in that rally. And it is quite unfortunate because I was the person in Kitengela when we lost a 28-year-old Vincent Ayombo. Honorable Speaker, really?
What happened yesterday in Kitengela was quite unfortunate and saddening. Truth of the matter is, for an election to be free, fair, transparent, credible, and verifiable, it just doesn't mean that there is no rigging. It also means that opposition are allowed to sell their agenda to the people without any confrontation or conflict with the police. What is currently happening is called voter suppression, and the government is using the police to carry out this nefarious act. Why on earth would you tear gas people whose freedom has been enshrined and envisaged in our sacrosanct constitution? Freedom to assemble and freedom to picket if necessary. Why would you tear gas such people, leading to the loss of one life? The police do not give permission for one to hold a rally. All you have to do is to notify the police in advance, and it is the duty and responsibility of the police to issue you with security. But now the people tasked with providing law and order and security are the ones turning out to be the oppressors. And it's quite unfortunate that the Kenya Police Service have been weaponized and have been politicized to carry out the agenda of the government of the day. Does it mean before we go to elections, the right to hold a rally will be a preserve of the government? Why wasn't the one in Tononoka not tear gassed? Because they are bootlicking the president. But what we saw yesterday is something I think every Kenyan has been yearning for. Something we've been dreaming of. That crowd was mammoth. That crowd was organic. I don't even think anybody was paid. Unlike the one in Tononoka where people are being given between 500 and 1,000. And as usual, the yellow buses were done their work of ferrying people. But what we saw in Kitengela is just a tip of the iceberg. And I know the political class is shaking. Sifuna should continue with that zeal and zest. Let him not relent. This is the third force we need. And people, the only way we shall dislodge this megalomaniac called Kasongo and his kakistocracy regime is having a united opposition that will field a formidable and robust candidate. Second, we need numbers, people to come out in droves, in flocks, in herds, to vote. We need to vote to the last man. That is the only way we shall expunge this diabolical government. Without those two things, it will be an easy sail for Kasongo. And the united opposition should put their interests aside and look at the state of the nation. We don't want this squabbling and in-house fighting that, oh, it is me to run the flag, it is me to be apana. Let them settle on a candidate who is popular, somebody young, somebody who resonates well with the people. And currently, majority of people in this country today in Kenya are the youths. We are the majority. And giving us a youthful president will be a plus. But that's the only way we can get rid of Kasongo. A united opposition and numbers. This time round, we are not leaving anybody behind. Even the sick shall be carried to vote. The old shall be carried to vote. Recreational places like bars, restaurants do not accept to sell a drink to somebody who does not have a mark. People have to vote. And we are voting to the last man because we cannot continue with this regime. If this is what they have shown us in 3 years, what will happen if we give them a second term? But currently what is happening, this is not transparency, fairness. It is not. It goes against the fundamentals, the tenets and the foundations of a democracy. We need an opposition that offers checks and balances, and they have the right to sell their agendas to the people. So does it mean they will be following this Sifuna group everywhere and tear gassing them? It's quite unfortunate. And those are kicks of a dying horse. This regime is panicking. But they cannot kill all of us. You can kill the revolutionist, but you cannot kill a revolution. That is a fact. You can kill the flesh, but you cannot kill the spirit. And to the other group being led by that Methuselah, that septuagenarian, Koluburu, that man will be the downfall of ODM. That old man is being driven by greed. And let us not confuse that the moment you grow old, you become sagacious, like you have wisdom. No, even fools grow old. And Uburu is an embodiment and manifestation of that. That man is a fool. And he will bring ODM down because he has nothing to lose. He's never built that party. He's never been in the trenches with that party. He stands for nothing and he has fought for nothing. Look at it even when his own brother traveled for AU or was handling things abroad. He would leave the party to Anyang Nyong because this is somebody who resonates well with him, who echoes what he echoes, who mirrors what he mirrors. And I know if it was not Nyong'o, he would have left it for Orengo. But never did he ever give power to his brother because he knew the kind of person his brother is. Exactly. And his brother himself is a beneficiary of ODM. He's always been nominated. What his brother has built in 40 years, this man is destroying in 4 weeks because of greed. And clearly we have seen the chokoras, the parasites, the opportunists, the pathogens and the bacteria that have always been hanging on Raila's coat for their own survival and not for his survival. Look at them today. The host has gone. They are showing us their true colors. But anyways, time will tell. But what happened yesterday? Yes, they tear gassed it, but it is a wake-up call. Kasongo 2027 Sugoi Express. Sugoi Express. We shall ensure we have a united opposition and we have the numbers. You can go and open the Somali border and bring those aliens here. But you will not compromise our national security because of greed. Put the dots together. Opening the border and removing vetting and ID for these people. Bring all of them. But we shall trounce you come 2027. Watch out. Better than the Messi.
waistline. Body na the right height.